Good Friday morning, everyone, and welcome into today's daily Bible reading for November the 1st. We have moved out of October and we are into November, and we're very thankful for the blessings that God has given to us. We're thankful to continue on in our daily Bible reading this year as we're making our way through the Psalter. Just a few more left. Today we're looking at Psalm 128. So by my math, it's going to be 22-ish Psalms left after today, and we're thankful for this read throughout this year and hope it's been a blessing to you. The 128th Psalm has been given the title in my Bible, Blessings for Those Who Fear God. Blessings for those who fear God. This psalm is the third psalm in a series of three psalms that we're seeing as we're making our way through the songs of ascents. And they follow, at least loosely, sometimes much more closely, a pattern of lament leading to confidence and then rejoicing and blessings from Zion. I believe we're going to see that today. This psalm would be categorized as a Zion psalm with its mentioning of Zion in verse number 5, but also a wisdom psalm. And that's something we have seen going back to the last psalm on Wednesday, Psalm 127, the wisdom elements of the psalm. Of course, that one being of Solomon makes sense that it would fall into the wisdom category. We don't have that given to us here in Psalm 128. We're only told that it is a song of ascents, but we do see the wisdom elements of this psalm in the fact that it presents us the picture of someone who has chosen the right path, who has chosen the better path. We draw in some thoughts that we've had as we've gone throughout the Psalter, some thoughts that are rooted in the Proverbs, that life really comes down to choosing one of two paths, either the path of wisdom and righteousness and holiness, which leads to blessing, or the path of foolishness, pride, arrogance, unrighteousness, which leads to cursing. And I think what we see here in Psalm 128 is a description of someone who has chosen the right path, who not only thinks the right way, but also lives the right way. And we're told here what that type of lifestyle will then lead to, the better lifestyle, not a perfect lifestyle, and not even a guaranteed lifestyle, but a generally true sentiment here that when we choose the right attitude, when we choose the right type of behavior, that leads to God's blessing. So let me go and get that text up on the screen here of Psalm 128. We'll read along together Psalm 128 and verse number 1. Psalm 128 and verse number 1. How happy is everyone who fears Yahweh, who walks in his ways. You will surely eat what your hands have worked for. You will be happy, and it will go well for you. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine within your house, your children like young olive trees around your table. In this very way, the man who fears Yahweh will be blessed. May Yahweh bless you from Zion, so that you will see the prosperity of Jerusalem all the days of your life, and will see your children's children. Peace be with Israel. Psalm 128. Again, the idea here, I believe, is choosing the right path leads to blessing. That right path and the qualities of the right path are given to us in the first verse. That how happy or how blessed is everyone who, number one, fears Yahweh, who fears Yahweh, who has the right attitude, excuse me, who has the right mindset, who recognizes the centrality of Yahweh in all things, who recognizes the grandeur of Yahweh, who reverences Yahweh correctly, who recognizes that Yahweh is the greatest and has the wisdom, and who submits to Yahweh. This type of mindset leads to happiness, leads to blessing. But notice that is not just about having the right mindset, but really the right mindset manifesting in the correct way is also key to this success. Not only is everyone happy, or is the person happy who fears Yahweh, but who also walks in his ways in the second line, or excuse me, the third line, I guess the second line, depending on your Bible, but who walks in his ways, that second statement there. So it's not just about mindset, but it's about mindset and manifesting in a particular type of lifestyle, who walks in his ways, who walks in his ways. It would be hard for me to hear someone argue that you can have the proper mindset and yet it not manifest itself in day-to-day living. To say that someone fears Yahweh, respects Yahweh, submits to Yahweh, understands the importance of Yahweh's teaching, and yet their behavior never lines up with that. I have a hard time believing that is truly the case. So to me, at least, these two things have to go together. You really cannot have one without the other. If you are walking in his ways, then either you're very lucky in just happening to do everything that Yahweh wants, or because you've learned these things, you've seen the wisdom of them and seek to walk in this way. So to me, these two things go together, both mind and body, mind and behavior. These two things, when they align upon the wisdom of God, when they are willing to submit to the ways of God, then that leads to happiness. So what will that look like then from day to day? Well, it's interesting. Verses 2, 3, and 4, or at least 2 and 3, give us what one writer describes as the same blessings that were originally promised within the Garden of Eden. Within Eden, the instruction was for the man and the woman to work within the garden and to take care of the garden, and that they would be blessed. And what is described in verses 2 and 3 seem to be a return to that for the person who fears Yahweh and walks in his ways. That the man, in what he does with his hands, will lead to happiness and blessing. You will surely eat what your hands have worked for. You will be happy and it will go well for you. So the work that we were intended to do, which would lead to blessing, is experienced by the person who fears Yahweh and walks in his ways. Well, for him and his wife, then, she will be like a fruitful vine within your house, your children like young olive trees around your table. Again, this garden type language is being employed here, that your wife will bear you many children by being blessed through Yahweh, and that those children will be signs of hope and prosperity for you in the future. So the family then is blessed by this fearing of Yahweh and walking in his ways. Again, verse 4, in this very way, the man who fears Yahweh will be blessed. So we see then the terms here that are used. Verse 1, how happy is the person? Verse 4, will be blessed. To be happy is to be blessed. To be blessed is to be happy. There is great joy that comes with the blessings from God when someone reveres him and fears him and walks in his ways. But again, let me make mention that this is not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. This is the better life for sure, but it's not the perfect life. It's not a guarantee, but generally it's true that those who submit to the ways of Yahweh, those who follow his instruction, those who submit to his wisdom and walk in that wisdom, they do generally tend to have better lives. That doesn't mean that the wicked never prosper, for certainly they do. And it doesn't mean that those who are good, godly people don't suffer tragedy or suffer hardships. That they do. But generally speaking, the life that is lived according to the wisdom and the ways of God, it is the better life. So verse number 5 then, may Yahweh bless you from Zion. Again, there's the Zion tie-in. May he bless you from his temple. May he bless you from the place where his presence resides, so that you will see the prosperity of Jerusalem, that you'll be able to see that the peace and the security that Jerusalem gets to enjoy, may you see that as well. May that be something that you get to experience. And may you do so all the days of your life. So as long as you're here, and even more than that, may you be here for a long time. May you have a long life to be able to see your children's children. May you live a life long enough to be able to experience the joy and the blessing that is grandchildren. And then finally, peace be with Israel, not just with the land, but with the people. And when the land when the people are prosperous, when the people are living as they ought to, then God promised in Deuteronomy 27:28 that these blessings would be experienced within the land as well. So again, we get to this main idea here from the Psalm, that those who submit to the wisdom of Yahweh, those who walk in his ways, will get to enjoy the blessings that he desires to give to his people. Let's recognize that about God. He desires and longs to bless his people. He's not begrudging in his blessing. He's not sitting there thinking, man, I hope they don't do this that way. I don't have to give them something. No, God longs to give. He has always been described for us in Scripture as the great gift giver. He was overflowing with mercy, grace, and love for his people. He longs to give these things for us. So may we long to receive them. But where does it begin? We should not serve God just to be blessed. That's selfish in nature. But we do recognize that when we do serve God and when our mindset, when our attitude, and when our affections are directed toward Him, and when we walk according to those things, that there very naturally is a blessedness that comes with it, because it is the better life. And those who walk according to His ways, and those who get to live this life, recognize that. May we recognize that, and may we invite others to recognize that as well. Blessings for those who fear Yahweh. May we be counted among those. If you have any questions or comments about Psalm 128, please feel free to leave that in the comment section below. And I appreciate you taking some time to read along with me on this Friday. Tomorrow is November 2nd, and it is Lynn McCatherine's birthday. So very happy birthday to you, Lynn. Hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. We'll be back at it again on Monday, reading together from Psalm 129. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe six Psalms, songs of ascent. Yeah, 6 songs of ascent left. So we'll do three next week, 3 the week after that, and then we'll finish up in the final section of the Psalter. And of course, on Sunday, we look forward to being together for our Bible study at 10 and our worship assembly at 11. Very much looking forward to seeing everybody then. Take care and God bless.